Hello and welcome to Brutally Honest Talk Radio. This is Elmo the Conservative, and we're going to get into a show now. This is going to be about ICE. A lot of people have been suggesting that I talk about what's been going on and asking me to do this. So, the aspect that we're going to talk about is what you can do if you're worried about being arrested by ICE. Okay, so this isn't really the protesters. I'm not talking to you. Y'all need to back up and do what you need to do. If there's a limit of 25 people in the area or 30 or 35 or whatever, stop getting in people's faces. Let the buildings breathe. Back up, step off the curb. Go ahead, record with your phones, have your picket signs, whatever. You'll get the attention that you need to get. Make sure you call in sick because I know you all have jobs. Make sure you call in sick. But anyway, let's get started. We'll get into that in a minute. This is Elmo the Conservative. Everyone that is watching this on YouTube, click the notification bell now. Subscribe first. Click the notification bell. And what that's going to do is that's going to let you know when there's a new episode or short. Shorts are all the rave. They take off and go to other planets and grab on to comet tails. Shorts is a phenomenon. They're always more successful or, get more views than the full episode, but I got to do the full episode. So on YouTube, thank you, everyone. Leave comments in the comment section. They're very entertaining. And if you have a message for me or Inger, the podcast queen, send it to brutehonestradio@gmail.com. And we'll come back to social media and other logistics later on. But this is about ICE. So let me get into what I'm going to talk about as far as that is concerned. So ice, ice, babe. Dun, 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 dun. We're not talking about a Vanilla Ice song. We're talking about the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Immigration, Customs and Enforcement Agency. And there are a lot of people that are concerned about being arrested. There are a lot who have already been arrested, wrongly arrested. So we're gonna go over a few things. Why am I talking about this? Because I'm the podcast host who cares. And me being a black man in America, I've seen and witnessed in black culture and in a lot of videos what happens when police, any ICE are like a police agency. So it doesn't matter if it's sheriff deputies, police, soldiers, whoever it is, when they or if they approach you, do what they say, because by the time they've made a decision to arrest you, it's already too late. On the street and facing an ICE agent is not the place for you to fight your cause or for you to fight your case. That is not the place to do it. You're going to be outnumbered. You cannot win. I don't want anybody to get hurt, okay? I'll make sure I do this advertisement for Beaumont. If you want bold, rich flavor, go to Aldi's and get Beaumont. That's the only kind of coffee I buy in the store. So I'm a big coffee drinker, have been for a long time. But anyway, so that's not the place for you to fight. I see these videos of these guys wrestling with ICE agents and being taken down to the ground and being body slammed, and they got their hands cuffed behind their back and they're wrestling. And they're like, no, 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 I don't want to be separated from my family. And they're crying and twisting and turning. That's not going to do anything. They're not going to listen to you. Once they have taken that first step to engage, they're going to keep going. So let's go over some things that can there's no guarantee that you won't be arrested or approached by them, but this will greatly decrease your chances. So let's see, we will start with, or I thought something that could really work in your favor, it could help you, would be if you had the proper identification. Did a little research to see what can you carry on your person that would help you if you're a citizen. Okay, I'm talking about for citizens, because I don't want anyone who is a citizen to be arrested by ICE as if they're in the first step or stage of being deported. So, what identification can you have with you to decrease your chances of get arrested? I'll just read to you what I found. So, person's ability to avoid arrest by U.S. Immigration and Customs depends entirely on the immigration status, which they must provide with valid unexpired identification. All right, here's some documents. So, for a U.S. citizen and lawful resident, while citizens not legally required to carry proof of citizenship, like myself, carrying documentation is the most reliable way to prevent wrongful detention and quickly resolve any encounter with ICE. So, most birth certificates or proof of citizenship, it's going to be on a page that's 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper or smaller. You can take that and fold it up and put it in your pocket. However much that bulges or is bulky in your pants, the little inconvenience is worth you being able to prove that you're a citizen. So here's some things that you can carry. A U.S. passport or passport card, which is the most definitive proof of U.S. citizenship. Birth certificate, of course. Real ID compliant state driver's license or ID. I had that on, my latest driver's license. I had that seal on there, that looks like a hologram, or a hologram is part of it. So on my driver's license, and I needed that to be able to travel out of state. So I went to a family picnic in Detroit, July, and I had that. I checked it out, made sure that I had it because I heard about it on the radio and everything. So a real ID is what it's called, state driver's license or ID. This is a federally recognized form of identification that meets strict verification standards. If you're a lawful permanent resident, meaning a green card holder, your permanent resident card, Form I is in India dash 551. Lawful permanent residents are legally required to carry their green card at all times. Failure to do so is a misdemeanor offense. Other non-citizens with legal status. So you can carry, or you should carry, an employment authorization document, or EAD. Individuals with work permits should carry this document. Form I-94. I is in Interstate 94. Arrival departure record. This and a stamped passport show proof of lawful entry. Approval notice, Form I-97. This confirms approval for a specific immigration benefit. And I can send this to anybody that wants it. Just email me at brutehonest.radio@gmail.com. All right. For undocumented individuals, no form of identification can guarantee that an undocumented individual will not be arrested by ICE. However, they have specific rights during an encounter with immigration agents, because everyone's innocent until proven guilty. When you're on this soil, they don't know. They don't know if you're a citizen or not. Hopefully they're putting together some kind of information. They receive intelligence from different people, but you do have rights. And they're trying to bring you to justice. So anyway, in the process of all of that, this is what we have. You have the right to remain silent. Individuals not required to discuss their citizenship or immigration status, or really anything. You can state, I choose to remain silent. Do not produce false documents. It is a crime to present fraudulent identification or provide false information about immigration status. Do not consent to a search. Now, if you don't want to be searched and they want to search you anyway, just verbally say that one time. Just say it. A lot of these encounters are recorded on camera. You just do your part. This is what I would do with anybody I'm arguing with, whether on the street, whether I know them or don't know them. I say whatever I want to say one time. The only reason I would repeat myself is if I didn't think they heard me the first time. So we must speak the truth. There are times when we need to speak up. And so you have that obligation or duty to yourself to at least say that one time if you don't want to be searched. So individuals can refuse to have their person or belongings searched. Individuals can refuse, yes, unless agents have a warrant. If they have a warrant, insist that they show you the warrant, or ask them to show you. Ask for a lawyer. and that's part of the rights that would be read to you. You have the right to an attorney. And if you have a lawyer or they connect you with one, you want to get on the phone. You want to communicate with them as soon as possible. Don't talk until you've spoken to that lawyer. Do not sign any documents. I repeat, do not sign any documents. Individuals should not sign that paperwork without speaking with a lawyer. So yeah, that lines up with what I was saying. All right, let's see. Okay. So, this is a problem. Law enforcement, all branches, all agencies, right? We talk about the FBI, CIA, or in plain clothes, or you could be talking about uniformed police, like I said earlier, soldiers, sheriff's department, state police, whatever. They all have a few bad apples, but most of the people in law enforcement are great. They're excellent, patient, professional. They do the right thing and they follow procedures. And so this is just like any other crew, any other law enforcement crew. So do these things. And again, I can send this to you if you want. I don't mind if that'll make it easier for you. But I don't want anybody to be arrested who is a citizen. And I read to you the different scenarios for having a green card, or you're here on a visa, or you have authorization to work. Carry the proper documents and paperwork. I don't want anybody to be scared to go to Home Depot. It is ridiculous. You should be able to go wherever you want to go. And even though I'm a Trump supporter of most of what he does and says, and I think he had good intentions. But this is another high speed or hyper speed project, and things need to be slowed down enough to go through a due process. Anything that's legal and involves law enforcement or bringing people to justice has a due process. So, hey, that's it. Take this and maybe you can share it with someone who you think may be mistaken for an illegal immigrant, a non-documented citizen, whatever you want to call it. You can share this, or if you want, like I said, I can email you this and then you can email it to them. But it would be easier if you would just share this. So I started off speaking to the YouTube audience, and please subscribe if you have not already. Also, catch us on TikTok. We got some great shorts, the same shorts that's on YouTube, but they get more views on TikTok for some reason. Check out the YouTube channel. Also on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, follow us. The people that follow us on Facebook, you get a little more content than someone who doesn't. I share on my regular Facebook account anyway, but there is a Facebook account dedicated to brutally honest talk radio. How do you find us? You can go to any of these places and just put in the name of the channel, Brutally Honest Talk Radio. And of course, to hear the show, not just on YouTube, but you can hear it on iTunes, Amazon, or Libsyn. So, hey, thank you for checking me out again. God bless America. Be safe, do the right thing, and I will catch you on the next episode. Take care.